Hello everyone, here we go. It's Technique Tuesday. Today is, well, the day you're watching this is Tuesday the 30th of April, and that means it is actually the very last day today of our current catalogues. Both our annual catalogues and our mini catalogues come to an end today. So if there's any last minute things that you need, you'll need to be quick because it's almost done. However, what we are going to be playing with today, I'm going to use this catalogue. This is the one that starts tomorrow, brand new catalogue starting the 1st of May, and I'm going to be playing with something out of there today. So let's switch over to the desk and let me go through and show you what it is. Okay, so this is the new catalogue, and like I said, it's not actually available to order from until tomorrow, the 1st of May. It has a very different look and feel to it this time. I didn't say, oh my goodness, I didn't say at the start. My name is Linda Dolke and you're watching me. I'm in Australia as I'm recording this, and I have actually pre-recorded this video because I'm going overseas, and so seeing as I'll be away, I wanted to have something for you guys still to watch while I'm away, so you know that I'm still doing the things. Also, I have my incentive going while I'm away, so if you are looking at placing an order, your order is over $60, then you are also up for the special inspiration pack that I'm sending out, and I have other details of that are in my newsletter. Also, I'll have them elsewhere on my blog and all over the place so that you know what you're going to get. So you get the supplies for the next craft along, which is the May craft along. And you'll also get that inspiration pack and a little surprise from Mexico. So there you go. So that's what's happening at the moment. Lots of good things going on. All right. I know a lot of you are waiting for the new catalogue before you start to place your orders. So that probably is a little incentive for you to do that. Just because I'm away doesn't mean you can't order. And I will give you up on the screen right now, actually. I'm going to put my blog address, lhiggins.blogspot.com. That's where you go if you want to hit the shop now button and actually go to the online store. And if you're in Australia, you can do that. If you already have a demonstrator that you work with, please reach out to them. If you don't have a catalogue, they'll get one to you. If you don't have a demonstrator, you're very welcome to shop with me. And if you would like me to send you out a catalogue, I can do that when I get back. I'm going to be back in the country on the 7th of May. So there you go. That's what's happening. All right. So the set that I'm going to be using today is one of my favorite new sets out of this catalogue. It is called Layers of Beauty, and you'll find it on page 57 of this beautiful catalogue. This is the stamp set. Okay, it is absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to get it so the reflection doesn't mess with it too much. This set comes with dies and also masks if you're interested in the dies and the masks, but today I'm actually just using the stamps. Okay, I'm just going to use the stamp set, and we're going to do, it's a bit of an embossed resist technique, where we emboss our image in white, and then we're going to color it with watercolors. And there are a number of ways you can do this. You can do it on watercolor paper if you want to really get your watercolor pigments very strong, but I'm actually just going to do mine today on basic white. Okay, so let me pop this to one side. I've already got the main stamp. You can see how big it is. It's such a lovely big stamp. I've got it on block F, which is our biggest block. If you don't have block F, it's a good one to have because it's a good one for background stamps and things like that. So this is a great stamp block size to have. Or you can, if you still have a Stamparatus, you can use your Stamparatus plates as well. But I'm just going to bring in some basic white cardstock. I have measured this to card front size, so it is 14.3 centimeters long, yep, and 10 centimeters wide. Okay, and that's card front size, so it goes onto your card base just as it is. All right, depending on what color we color this, and I'm still not 100% decided, that will determine what color card base I decide to use. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to need a mat underneath this, and the reason why is because this is a photopolymer stamp, so there's no cushioning. When you're using these photopolymer stamps, there is no cushioning between the stamp and the block, okay? And so for me to use this, I would like to have this. I'm going to do this card landscape. You could also do it portrait and just use, use a fair amount of the stamps to, oh, maybe we should do portrait. That looks really nice. Maybe I'll go portrait. I've just changed my mind, but that's fine. That's very typical of me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up with Versamark ink. So let's go ahead and do that. So what is everyone thinking about the new catalogue? You guys liking it? Of course, I can't see your responses to me right now because I'm pre-recording this a couple of weeks in advance. But what I suggest is that you still respond in the comments, and I'll be looking through them. I will definitely be checking all the comments out when I get back, or even maybe while I'm away. I'm not sure exactly how much time I'm going to have. And I'm going to go portrait after all. And I'm going to have most of this stamp. It's going to be a little bit off the edge, and that's completely fine. I'm going to bring it down. Because it's such a big stamp, if you wanted to, you could also go the other way. And I'm using Versamark, which is a clear, sticky ink. And the whole purpose of Versamark is that we get a great sticky surface for our embossing powder to stick to. All right, so I'm going to pull that off. And you probably can't see anything and you're thinking, what was the point of that? It did nothing. That's not true. If we look very closely, you might be able to see the image. Oh, it's a bit tricky. Can't really see it. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my embossing additions kit, which is what I like to use. And did I remember to use my embossing buddy? No, I did not. If you remember to use your embossing buddy, you may get a better result. And I always forget to use it every single time. I just can't seem to get the hang of that. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour my white embossing powder over the top. All right. So this is white. And I use probably white and clear more often. Oh, I need to get rid of the banner. I'm so sorry, guys. I know you're yelling at me, but I've hidden it now. So sorry. What is wrong with me? Oh, well. Am I going to record this? No, I am not. This is just going to be, this is it. This is what you get. Sorry. Oh, dear. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I've poured it right over where that image is. Okay. And I'm going to tap that powder off. And when I tap this powder off, you should be able to see the design now. Can you see it? So the powder has actually beautifully stuck to the image that we created with that Versamark ink. Right. All right. But you don't want to touch it or handle it because you will wipe the powder off. The powder is not, it's not stuck down. It's just held in place by the stamp at the moment, or the Versamark ink. So I'm going to take my plug off my embossing additions kit and tap my powder back into the tub to be used another time. The good thing about embossing powder is it lasts for ages. Even if you're doing quite a bit of embossing, it will last a really long time because you only use a tiny, tiny amount each time. Even on a big stamp like this, the more solid the stamp, the more powder you would use, but that's pretty nice. We haven't used much at all. All right. So I have got my tweezers that I can use to hold. You can use even the point of scissors or whatever to hold that down if you're going to do it in the tray. And I'm going to bring in my heat tool. And we're going to, I'm actually going to hold it, but you could use tweezers if you're worried. The correct thing to do is to use tweezers because you don't want to run the risk of burning your fingers, but I'm going to be very careful. I can see there's a few little stray bits of powder, and that's what the embossing buddy would have done. We would have actually avoided those stray bits of powder if we had used it, but that's okay. I'm not too worried. On white, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. All right, so I'm going to, so this is white powder on white cardstock. Yes, it won't give us as much of a result as a darker embossing powder, but that's okay because we're going to do something else with it. So I'm going to heat this now. And this is going to cook, and you'll know when it's cooked because it will go hard and shiny. All right, so that takes a little bit of time to get started, but once it starts, then the rest will go fairly quickly. Okay, it's going now. And you may not, I don't know if you can see it. Can you kind of see that? Can you see how it's different to where the powder is? You can see that it's cooked. So holding it in the light is helpful. I am aware that when you're using white or clear embossing powder on white cardstock, it's not very riveting because it doesn't look like much is happening. But I promise you, something is happening. Let's get this all cooked. So once we've cooked this and it's all hard and shiny, then the powder won't wipe off anymore and you can handle it as much as you like. All right, nearly done. So now that it looks like it's done, I'm just going to go over the whole thing quickly again in case I missed any spots. And that's looking pretty good. All right. So I'm going to put this away. Put the lid back on, the plug back in. And all right, so now I have this beautiful embossed image. Can you see it there? You should be able to see it. We've got these beautiful roses. Oh, so sorry. I felt that coming on and there was nothing I could do. Now we have the fun bit. We get to decide what color do we want this to be. And we have a few choices, but I thought seeing as tomorrow is a brand new catalogue day, let's go with a new color or two. What do you think? So we have Petunia Pop. I haven't even opened all my colors yet. We've got Pretty in Pink, and those two look quite nice together. And we have Peach Pie. Those also look really nice together. Then the more greeny tones, we have Shy Shamrock, which is like a Kelly green. It's really, really bright and strong. And then we have Summer Splash, which is a bit softer and a bit more blue to it, a bit more aqua. Okay, so those two are quite different to each other. This one is a lot darker, but they go really nicely together. So maybe we'll use those on the leaves. Maybe let's just use all the in colors. But that does mean I need to open a few of these up. So can I give you some tips about opening up your ink pads? First of all, when you open up your ink pad, just take off the plastic. Now, we've had a lot of problems here in Australia with leaking ink pads, and this is the only market where this problem seems to occur. Okay, the only market where they have that issue, and there's been a lot of them, especially lately. And the only thing they seem to be able to put it down to is possibly humidity in our market, in our environment. Even though to me this time of the year is certainly not particularly humid, so that's kind of weird to me. But anyway, all right. So when you open these up, the only one I haven't opened now is Summer Splash. Let me open them all because it's first day of the new catalogue tomorrow, so they really need to be opened, don't they? And on the back, once we get rid of those plastic bits, on the back here you'll see this like little panel. These are actually stickers, and they are designed to go on the side of your ink pad, like the Petunia Pop one. You can see I've taken off the first sticker because that's in English, and I put Petunia Pop there on the edge. And that means when I'm looking at all my stamp pads lined up, I can see, even without looking at the top of the ink pad, I can see which one is which. Okay, so in my storage, that works really, really well. All right, so that one is already done, but you can see there's a little thingy here, so you can actually peel off the whole lot, but I'm just going to take the top one because I only want the one. But you can take the whole thing off if you want to. Let me grab one there. Summer Splash. All right, and then it goes on the front where it opens from. So where the opening edge is, that's where this label should go, just like that. All right, so now we have Summer Splash on the side of our pad. And I haven't done all the others yet, but I'll do them later. You don't need to see me do them all now. I usually recommend that you start with lighter colors first. So I'm just having a look here to see. I have got, there's actually, and something else you can do if you feel like it. You can use your Wink of Stella. If you have Wink of Stella and you don't have any aqua painters or water painters, you can use Wink of Stella in place of that if you want to. Now this one has got some water in it. Let me just, but it's also got a bit of white ink in it, so not that that will really matter. I'm just gonna, all right, so this one is probably a good one to use. You can use the fine point or the medium one. It really doesn't matter. I'm looking to see if I've got any other ones. We've used blending brushes in a different one, and there's also this one here. This is another medium point. That's fine as well. Let me grab that and just push the water through that. So what I want to have is I want to have the water pushing through. Just takes a squeeze or two. Here it comes. See that? All right, and then my brush is ready to go. All right, so I'm going to start with the lightest color, which I think is probably Pretty in Pink. All right, and you can take your color by squeezing very, very hard in the middle of the pad, and what that does is it puts a pool of color here, and then you can pick that up. All right, squeeze a bit of water through, squeeze, 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 and we can start painting with that. Another alternative is to grab a block. Okay, so say for example you grab a small block, and then you do a drop of water on that, and we pick it up off the block. So if you don't like making a mess of your pads here, then maybe using the block method will work better for you. All right, I'm going to start, I don't know which one to start with, but I'm going to start right here. Now, the nice thing about having embossed it first is that you do not have to be careful. You can just go straight over all the lines, and it's the lines, the white embossing will resist the ink so that your white lines still stand out. Let's grab this. So I'm just doing pretty in pink at the moment. Can you see that? All right, so your white lines still stand out even though we've just painted straight over them, but they resist. So your watercolor will not stay on the embossed lines, and that's what creates this lovely effect. All right, and then you can start to build up some other colors. So say, for example, we want to get some petunia pop on there. Let me grab another block. So this is actually a block, which is as of today is discontinued, and it may even be sold out already by the time you're watching this. So I'm just using it for a little bit of block. So I'm going to use some darker color here in the middle, and you can see the darker the color, the more contrast you're going to get between the white and the color. Now, if it's too dark, I can squeeze the water through a little bit more. All right, and pop that. And so you can see now the rose is starting to take shape. I've got some darker bits in the middle there and sort of around the edges of some of the pieces. And you don't have to be particularly careful. It just looks really, really good. So let's get in and let's use some of these. I might use, I've only got a couple of water painters on my desk at the moment. So if I want to clean one, like for example, I've just used this for Petunia Pop and Peach Pie, and then this one I might pick up. Let's go to the, oh, there was a dimensional on that one. Now I've got it sitting on my ink pad. Dimensionals, I swear, they get everywhere, don't they? All right, so let's push some water through here and get the Peach Pie. There's a little bit of white left in this as well. And the other thing you can do is you can grab some paper towel if you need to blot this and get rid of some of the color. So, for example, I'm trying to not have this be too dark. This is my Peach Pie. Okay, and so we're going to have those little daisies up the top here are going to be Peach Pie daisies. This is a very therapeutic technique. You'll actually really enjoy doing this, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's okay to leave some white spaces. So I'm going to make all these little daisies this same color. I'm just looking for all the little daisies. There's another one down here. And there we go. That looks really great. And I'm going to make some darker color in the middle there so that they look like they've got darker flower centers. Okay, that's looking nice. All right, now if you want to get rid of some color, say for example, although I'm going to go back to the what do you call it? Okay, I'll use this one. This is a better scrap to use. You can see I use this one for my B card, which is the one I did on Friday night's global video hop. So I'm just going to squeeze a bit of water through this and get rid of the darkest amount of color. Now we can pick up our pretty in pink again, and let's do our next rose. So I'm just going to come in here with my, whoop, there's a bit of leaves there. Oh well, I can always go over with a darker color if I want to. All right, that looks nice. And let's do this rose. Such a beautiful set. If you the masks make this gorgeous color. I did the mask a couple of weeks ago in another video. If you want to go back and see this used with the masks, we did it in, or do I have that card handy? I don't know that I do, but we did it in Yellows. Oh, this is just beautiful. I'm going to go back in with my darker color now, and I'm going to add a bit here in the middle and add some color around the outside. All right, terrific. So I'm going to just add a bit more water to that. I want it to kind of blend a little bit more, so a bit of more water will help the two colors to blend better. All right, that's looking nice. And I might just add a tiny bit more into this one. Just a little bit in the center there. Let's go in here. And add some water. Squeeze it through just to make it blend and bleed a little bit more. I like that slightly bleeding look where it goes into from one color into another. Right, they're starting to really come together now. Looks really good. Now the question is about the leaves. Okay, originally I was going to do them Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, because those are lovely soft colors that always go with everything. But I'm actually thinking I might, is this green enough, do you think, to do leaves? Should we just do it and then call this an in color creation? Let's just do it, and then if we don't like it, that's okay. We can, it's just very therapeutic to do. So I'm actually going to clean off my blocks. I'm going to, so I can pick up the greens. I don't want the pinks on there anymore. Now there's a couple of, also a few of these little buds probably should be the pink as well, but for now I'll just leave them. We'll come back to those at the end. All right, let's come in with a summer splash. I might go, let's go with this color here. And then a little bit of the Shy Shamrock. Shy Shamrock is really hard to say if you have a lisp. And I know this because I have a slight lisp, only a little one, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. All right, let me get rid of this green, this pecan, and so we can pick up the green. All right, it's getting very watery now. And this one, I think we've got most of that out. Yeah, we have. All right, so for the Shy Shamrock, I'm going to pick that up with my darker brush here. And I'm going to push a bit more water through to lighten it up a bit because it's a bit dark. I only want it to be light. That's better. So yeah, this is going to be a completely in color creation. So, and like, you don't have to be particularly careful, which is one of the nice things about it. You can kind of just zip over all your little bits. Some of these might need to be better. They might be better in the darker, the Kelly green, the Shy Shamrock, because it is looking a little bit blue at the moment, but I don't mind that. I don't mind it. So I'm being rough with it. All right. Let's see how we go here. There's another leaf here. So you kind of got to go through and work out where the leaves are that you want to colour. And I'm going to leave some of the really little ones for the darker colour. All right, that's looking nice. What do we think? Can you see how this is starting to come together and how pretty it looks with the white? Now, obviously, you can color, you can stamp it in a dark color. You know, you can stamp it in Memento Black or, you know, a dark green or whatever color, and it's going to come up beautiful every time. But there is something about doing the white embossing that just, I don't know, it's lovely. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to add some darker green now to some of these leaves. And let's see what we can do with this. Well, the two colors look really nice together. Can you see that? Look how good that's looking. That's really nice. And I just think we've got the most beautiful collection of new colors this year. Every year I kind of look at the new colors and I think, well, I like them. I can do things with them. I kind of get what they're, what they're trying. But my test of a good set of new colors is if they all go well with each other. Okay, and if you can put any of the three together, any three of the colors together, and they look good, then that's a good set of colors. Well, this year they've outdone themselves because I like every single color, and yes, every color combo with these colors looks fabulous. And I don't always feel that at the start of sometimes it takes a while for me to warm up to the colors, but these ones didn't take me any time at all. They're just beautiful as they are. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to add just a little tiny tip of the brush used on some of these little tiny weeny ones. What do you think about that? Now, if you wanted to, you could come in with a blending brush and go over like Pool Party or something like that. You guys have seen me do that a few times. I'm actually going to get rid of actually this one's clean. So I might come in with my Petunia Pop and just add some more detail to these guys. Just tiny, because they look like little buds. Are there any others that I need to add? I don't know. There's one here. Okay, looks good. And then this one, just a couple of little tiny dots here. And down the bottom of those buds. Okay, I'm liking it. It's very, 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 very pretty. Isn't it nice? So shall we go in with the Pool Party? I'm thinking we will. Partly because I can't help myself. And Pool Party is just like this perfect colour. And it's going to tone in really well with these blues and greens as well. So I want to bring it in. Let me just grab a blending brush. This is probably my most used colour, Pool Party, for backgrounds and, got things. I just feel like there's a lot of white space behind these. And you might decide you like it just like that, but I'm actually going to come in and just add a little bit more depth around the edges here. And I don't want to go over the whole thing, but I want to kind of go in between somewhere this extra white space is. See how that looks. It's only very light. You don't need to go crazy with this, but it definitely does help bring it, like pull it all together. If you don't have blending brushes, get yourself some. They are absolutely fantastic, and I don't very often make cards without them these days. They're just so good. And they'll give you such a professional look, and the blending, you just keep working at it. But if you go nice and soft like what I'm doing here, can you see how, I don't know if you can, but that just kind of gives it a little bit more coherence. I like it. Do I need any more? Maybe a tiny bit in here. There's also a point that you need to know when to stop. If you go too far, you can overdo it. So I'm just going lightly, but I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. All right, so then I need to clean these guys off again. So I just do that like I'm cleaning a stamp on my stamp cleaner. This is the Stampin' Scrub. This thing has been around for years. It was actually the very first item I ever bought before I was even a demonstrator. My very first workshop I went, and straight away I was interested in the demonstrator kit because I saw what the girl was doing. I thought, man, that looks like a lot of fun. Maybe I could support my scrapbooking habit with with this, maybe. And that was really my only goal initially, was to support my scrapbooking habit. And then, of course, along the way, over the last nearly 18 years, I have found so much more to this and love it so much. And that's how I got to know all of you guys. If you're watching and, you know, you guys know my regular watchers, you know, we just have so much fun together. One of the things that's nice in this set is there's a happy anniversary, which I don't get to see very often. That we don't have a lot of happy anniversary stamps. We have a grateful for you, a God bless, and you make my heart smile. So I'm deciding between you make my heart smile across the top here and grateful for you, which could kind of just go in this center section. I don't know. They're both beautiful. Of course, you could use another stamp set if you wanted to and maybe go and do, I don't know, a happy birthday or a get well soon or something like that. I think I'm going to use You Make My Heart Smile, and I'm just going to grab out a block that would fit that because I actually have not finished unpacking my bags from yesterday's class. But let me see, do I have a good size block for that? This one. This is block H. Yes, block H. Good size for long, skinny sentiments. All right, so I've got You Make My Heart Smile, and we want it in a nice bold color, so I'm probably going to go Petunia Pop for this. But then we need to decide what color our base should be, and the thing is we have a few choices. We can go with any of the colors. Probably a lighter one is usually the best. Let's go You Make My Heart Smile. Straight across the top here. Isn't that nice? It's a beautiful stamp. The whole set is just lovely. And you can do so many gorgeous things with it. So we have a few choices. Because I've added the pool party, we could go with a pool party base, which would look really, really good. Or we could pick any of the colors, you know, Summer Splash, but I probably would tend towards a lighter color for this, or either way, if we do a darker color, then we would probably want to put an insert inside for writing on. Okay, so I have a piece here that can act as an insert, and we've got this lovely little stamp just here, so maybe that would be a good one for me to pop inside my card. And I'm not going to emboss this, I'm just going to put it straight inside. I think I'll go with the peach pie. Let's try that. And let's pop this right here on the corner. So that's going to go inside my card. Do I want peach pie for my base? Or do I want pool party or pretty in pink? They're my choices. I could go any color I like, but I'm thinking I'm just going to pull out all the pieces. And I've got, well, there's my Petunia Pop. That would look really good, wouldn't it? There's my peach pie. So that would, all of these are going to look good because it's going to pull the color out. Okay, we've got, so they're all fabulous. Oh my goodness, it's hard to decide. There's the pretty in pink. That's a very pink card then, isn't it? The whole thing looks very pink. We've got Summer Splash, and we've got Shy Shamrock. Probably not the Shy Shamrock. I'm thinking not that one. I'm going to discard that one. What else have we got? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe not Summer Splash. We've got Pretty in Pink. We already just discarded this one. Yeah, I'm thinking not that either. I'm thinking either this one or this one. So I'm thinking Petunia Pop, or let's go Petunia Pop, guys. I made a decision. I don't know what you guys are all screaming in the comments because I can't see your comments, but I'm thinking today Petunia Pop is the color for me. So let's, and that's also going to, you know, coordinate with our greeting on the front there as well. Let's grab a bone folder and flatten that down. Now this piece here is going to go straight onto here. We're going to need some bling also. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten that. So even though if you did this on watercolor paper, it would give you a different effect. It would be a more grainy kind of effect, and it would, the water would, you can go a bit more intense with your colors on watercolor paper, but I don't mind it on just a plain basic white piece. All right, this is how it's looking. All right, so inside, I'm going to put my piece here, and let me just stick that as well. So we've got a nice white insert. So our technique today is emboss resist with watercolor. One of my favorites again. I've been showing a few of my favorites recently, and it's been fun to do that. Next week, I will be literally just back. We actually get back in the morning, and then I'm planning on going live in the afternoon if I'm up to it. Okay, so right now that is the plan, but it'll probably be something really simple. I notice we're getting a bit of shadow now because the sun's just come out outside. So let me pop the curtain down so that we lose some of that shadow. Is that better? Hope so. It's a little darker, but at least there's no shadow over the card. All right, so we have got these wonderful things. All right, these are the shimmer gems in the new colors. Okay, and we have Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, and Pecan Pie. So I'm deciding which one, because we now have Petunia Pop with the greeting and the cardstock base. I'm thinking probably not Petunia Pop, but we already have. It would still look really nice, but I'm leaning towards either the Pretty in Pink, which is going to pick up the pink and the roses, or the Summer Splash. I think that would be really nice as well. Let's go Summer Splash. Let's do that. So I'm going to have, I'm just deciding where that should go. That might be too low down. I'm going to have one big one and then two smaller ones. Like so. Does that make sense? There we are. So this is my card today, guys. This is the card that we've made with embossed resist and watercolor. I hope you've liked this. Don't forget about my incentive to purchase while I'm away. I'm doing that just so that people are reminded that they can still order just because I'm not here. Stampin' Up accepts orders straight through my online store, straight to their warehouse, and they send them out directly. I don't actually have to be involved in that process, which means I can still travel and still have an income. So that's pretty cool, and that's a really great thing for me. But hopefully is really great for you guys too, because it means you don't have to stop ordering just because I'm away. And I hope you like the card. I think it turned out really pretty. Now makes me want to do a whole bunch of them, actually. Super, super nice. So this is the Layers of Beauty set. It's available from tomorrow. And I think that you guys are really going to enjoy working with this one. It does come with dies to cut out this piece and masks to color them if you would like to. But you can see I've used just the stamp set today, and it's still beautiful just on its own. So there we are. Have a fantastic day, everyone. I will be live again. Well, not live, but pre-recorded and appearing again on Friday evening. So check that out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Okay, if you're in Australia, follow along. You can go over to the blog. I left it up there forever before, but there it is again, lhiggins.blogspot.com. And hopefully you will enjoy all the things I have to offer, both on the blog, here in the videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because that's how you can stay in touch with me and know when I go live. All right, everyone. See you soon.